3 a.m. The city hums. You are staring at a message you have not opened in 6 days. It is from someone who used to know every version of you. A 2023 study from the University of Michigan tracked 200 adults through friendship loss. The findings were striking. People reported grief symptoms as intense as those from romantic breakups. The researchers called it ambiguous loss. No ceremony, no closure, just silence where a person used to be. This script will not fix that silence. It will help you understand what is actually happening inside you. It will give you a way forward. Because there is one. Friendships do not always end in a single moment. Sometimes they dissolve slowly, like fog leaving a window. You look up one day and realize the glass is just clear and cold. The last conversation feels ordinary in memory. You did not know it was the last one. That is what makes friendship loss different from other grief. Romantic endings often have a defined scene, a conversation, a door closing. With friends, the ending is often a drift. Drift is harder to mourn because you are never sure when it began. Research from the Wellcome Trust in 2022 found that 68% of people who had lost a close friend could not identify a single cause. It was accumulation, small distances, canceled plans, a shift in priorities, a new city, a new chapter that did not include the other person. Underneath all of that accumulation sits a quiet question you may not have said out loud yet. Was any of it real? The answer is yes. Here is why that matters. The love in a friendship does not retroactively disappear because the friendship ended. The years of late-night conversations still happened. The inside jokes still lived. The version of you that person helped build is still standing in the room. Grief does not mean it was not real. Grief means it was. There is a phase that psychologists call restoring. This is when the mind goes back through shared memories and tries to find warning signs. You replay moments looking for the point where it shifted. You reinterpret old kindnesses as early exits. This is not helpful. It is normal. A 2021 paper in the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships described restoring as one of the most common responses to friendship dissolution. The researchers noted that most people eventually move out of it. The exit takes time. Here is something that may feel counterintuitive. Not all friendship endings are failures. Sometimes two people grow in directions that are genuinely different. Not wrong, not broken, different. The healthiest thing two people can do is let that be true without punishing each other for it. Not every ending has a villain. Sometimes there is just a natural arc. The arc completed. This is harder to accept than betrayal in some ways. Because betrayal gives you something to push against. A clean arc gives you nothing to fight. Just the quiet fact of change. There are 3 things that help people process friendship loss. The first is naming the grief. Not explaining it away. Not telling yourself you are being dramatic. Naming it. Saying out loud or in writing that this person mattered and their absence has weight. That naming is not weakness. It is accuracy. The second is separating identity from the relationship. Many close friendships become part of how we define ourselves. When a friendship ends, a small piece of self-definition goes with it. That loss inside the loss is real. The work is to locate the parts of yourself that existed before the friendship and that will exist after. They are there. The third is resisting the impulse to fill the gap immediately. Grief that is bypassed tends to surface later and louder. Some people begin collecting new connections rapidly after a friendship ends. This is understandable. If the original loss is not processed, the new connections often feel thin. Give yourself a season to be honest about what you lost before you rush toward what replaces it. Replacement is not always the frame anyway. New friendships do not have to replace the old one. They can simply be new. There is also something worth sitting with about the friendships that survive. Because this kind of loss has a way of clarifying which connections are actually load-bearing. The ones that remain after you have been through something difficult. The ones that do not need a specific setting or season to persist. Those are worth seeing clearly now. A University of Oxford study from 2023 found that people who had experienced a significant friendship loss and processed it reported deeper satisfaction in subsequent friendships than a control group who had not experienced that kind of loss. Not because loss is good. Because it tends to sharpen attention. You begin to notice who actually shows up. You stop maintaining connections out of habit and start choosing them. That is a slow and painful kind of clarity. It is real clarity. There is a phrase that appears in grief literature fairly often: continuing bonds. It originally referred to how people maintain a relationship with those who have died. Researchers have applied it to other losses too. You are allowed to carry warmth for someone who is no longer in your life. You are allowed to wish them well in a quiet way. Even if there was hurt. Even if the ending was not clean. The relationship does not have to become all bad in your memory for you to move on. You can hold it with complexity. The gray spaces are not confusion. They are honesty. If you are in the early part of this, if the message is still sitting unopened, or if the last conversation keeps replaying, here is what the next small step looks like. Write it down. Not to send. Just to say. Describe the friendship in 2 or 3 sentences. Describe what you are missing. Not the person necessarily, but the specific texture of the connection. The ritual of it. The particular ease. Naming what you are missing with that kind of precision helps the mind locate the loss instead of just circling it. Once the mind can locate something, it can begin to release it. Slowly, without drama. The city is still humming. 3 a.m. or 3 p.m., it does not matter. You are here. The part of you that knew how to love someone that well is not gone. It is just waiting for the grief to finish its work. Let it finish. For the supplements I personally use, head to iHub and use code NMV6895 at checkout.